character other than the primary tanks for doing the tank role.
Well, again, it depends on the game. The tank role kind of changes slightly depending on the game. In Neverwinter, the whole gold tank is generally set square front of everything and take pretty much all of it, the damage or the aggro, so the sheer classes can do the damage.
Yeah, I remember in one game, my dad always talked about when he played. He played, oh, what is it called now? Ever? No. It was the game before WoW. What was the MMO before WoW? EverQuest, yeah. Yeah, he always played that, and he played Shadow. He played a character who could just sit in the middle of a bunch of like 20 guys and just swing his sword around, and he just lifesteals everything. So the more enemies that were fighting him, the better he would be. It wasn't until he was fighting one-on-one characters that he would actually start losing, because he would just leech with sweeping attacks. That was his thing.
Nice thing with the Guardian fighters is they can't handle a fight one-on-one. In fact, they've actually got feature abilities doing exactly that. You can use it actually forces the boss or whatever bigger enemy I targeted on. Focus exclusively on me. I do double damage to him, but he also does to me though.
Yeah. Because yeah, my dad was not the kind of person who you'd say a people person, and he never liked picking the regular tanks.
Yes. And I love main tanks.
I like picking tanks because the option to play a tank, it's kind of a general role. It's really easy to understand the role of a tank. Positioning right in front of the enemies, basically.
Yep. Be surprised how many kind of DPS characters think they're tanks though in this game.
I never played long enough to actually hang out with anyone or go into the higher tier areas for actual skill gets involved instead of just people spamming buttons. Oh god, I don't need a hug.
Make the argument with tanks, that's really all you do is sit in front of them and keep
Well, yeah, but that's kind of their point.
That's true. Like if you playing say Scourges at high levels, you kind of see them kind of focus on trying to get the rotation down. Where I'm just sitting square in front of them, might drop so it's on with them again. I'm alive, so I'm happy enough. Perhaps the dungeon I might switch out one or two, but it'll depend on one of the two main.
Yeah. But I always hate it playing those games because you can get very elitist. You can get some very elitists in there.
Oh,
That's why I like it like in Overwatch, especially on Overwatch on console. You don't get as much elitism.
I'm perfectly happy to jump into a low level area with a high level character or a high level character and just ever need me to kind of run a dungeon, chance I'll run the dungeon. Part of the reason I kind of fit tank roles, I'm just too easy to go and to be kind of stressed out, so I'm kind of a good choice from that.
Mm-hmm. Because I always played a healer like in Overwatch. I played the healer roles. But I played the healer that could fight back.
There's technically two classes that kind of fit you. Neverwinter be the deep is pure heals. But that means like at high levels you're sacrificing pretty much all DPS. Because nothing more useless than a DPS. Fuck me, they are just not a good build.
Oh god. But the oh god. What
I
is
think what would kind of suit him better would be the actual healers.
Well, he's not a team player. He likes to fight. He likes to be able to go into places at any difficulty and generally do things by himself.
Bravo.
And that's why he picked the cleric, because the cleric could heal himself. He wasn't very good, but he was a better fighter than most people gave him credit for. It just took him a lot longer to do it, but he could go through basically any dungeon. It just took him a lot longer than normal. And then he got the Shadow Knight, and then he would just go into the... It's like before when he played that cleric, it was like at first, you know, it turned out being... you know, it was go into a room, there's 5 guys there, you lead one away from the whole group, kill them after a while, heal yourself, and then repeat. And then when he played the Shadow Knight, it was go into the group with all 5 of them, let them all know you're there, say hi, and then start swinging your weapon around, and you're good.
That with it, they're healing and tanking, and you can actually get away with doing that because they're basically the only actual viable hybrid class in this game.
That's what I've always liked. I never liked being limited in my options. Which is why when I picked a tank, I wanted a tank that could fight back. I want my only job. I know, but I didn't one that to go into a room by himself and fight back. So like capabilities and stuff like that, or something that can make him survive a lot longer than he probably should.
You really want them to be tanking. They can be really, really good if you build them right. They can also be a pain in the ass for the Guardian fighter because they have ways of drawing fucking aggro like nothing else. Contained, but they can draw. Which means like if you're in the middle of a Guardian fighter, you've got everything focused where you need it, and then suddenly everything getting drawn fucking behind you from the top. You're dead, and probably anybody else behind you dead as well. Apart from the...
Yeah, that's why I kind of like Overwatch better than some of those, because the aggro system is a little messed up in some of the games. Because if one thing goes wrong, everything just goes to hell. With Overwatch, it's kind of like if you were to play a team... It's kind of like playing Team Fortress 2 with an RPG setup.
No, I've got ways to draw the aggro back onto me again.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of how it works. But in oh god, you know, a flanker go around and try and pick off your healer, well, you're going to be aware of that knowledge because you know players are players, so they're going to do that. You have to pay attention to that. Oh god.
I'm almost exclusively PvP. I have no patience for PvP.
Yeah. You can treat Overwatch like PvE sometimes. You never have to be fully aware that that the people you're playing are actual players, because a lot of them play exactly the same.
I don't know, that doesn't really bother me. Drawing kind of a hybrid PvP and PvE, that doesn't really bother me, but say like Neverwinter, I don't do the PvP at all.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna. It's like if I'm gonna play a game that's strictly PvE for the most part, I'm not gonna play its PvP because it's usually just kind of hold hand. It's gonna be just grab ass. Not gonna be very good. Like I played Star Wars: The Old Republic. Never would go to PvP. Never would do it. It was not worth it. Warframe, never do it. Played it a little bit, but it's just gimmicky. It restricts half of your abilities and stuff like that. It's just not worth it.
Anomaly detected. Probes launched. Anomaly found.
Mm-hmm.
You're sure that astronomer's nav points are correct?
He seemed to think so.
There's nothing out here.
The Scourge didn't swallow a satellite whole. You can't do that, right?
I'll let you know. Let's check other nav points.
Ow.
Anomaly on sensors.
Yeah, I might pick it back up if I have someone else to play it with.
Anomaly
You play
found.
Warframe? Hmm. What's your character? Mine is actually the fuck you over character. I play Limbo. Yeah, there's nothing more satisfying than being in a big group of people and just not getting
Let me
shot
guess.
at.
No Angaran satellite?
No, but I've got something else.
Can't touch this.
Message buoy from an Angaran ship. They came here looking and didn't find anything either.
But before that, it was Volt.
Left a marker for us.
Must be the team our astronomer sent.
They headed to a new nav point. We should join the party.
Oh yeah, Limbo got a prime. That's right. I don't think. Actually, I don't think he has a prime yet. I can't remember if he did recently or not. He didn't have one. Yeah, I've got a few of those. Yeah, I've got some of those myself. Some primes.
Anomaly detected. Probes launched. I found something.
What now?
Stand by. I'm cutting through heavy interference from the Scourge.
Well, you might like Overwatch's
pretty close for
tank
comfort.
list.
Something's drifting just inside.
Because their tanks are pretty diverse.
Angaran ship.
I mean, you got, of course, the
in
standard kind of
pieces.
tank. You
No
have
life signs.
two tanks that are very mobile. So they're kind of like
I found
get
the
in your
ship's
face
log,
harasser
scanning
tanks,
and
because there's nothing more
downloading.
scary than a tank in front of you.
Scavengers. The Angara caught them stealing satellites. The Scavs fought back, and the
Well, I mean,
Angara
because it's like if you're a
collided with the
sniper
Scourge.
character,
Can we find the
you
scavengers?
just dive on
I
top
have
of
their
them
ship's
with
transponder
with the
ID.
speedy
It's
tanks.
registered out of
There's
Kadara
not a
Port.
whole lot they can do to you. And then you have Zarya, who is a, she's not very tanky herself, but she does a lot of damage for a tank, because she has an energy charge, and gets stronger the more damage she blocks with her Zarya bubbles, which are basically just portable shields she activates. And you can give it on yourself and allies, so you can protect them from insta-kill effects, insta-kill attacks, stuff that would just kill them normally. Or if, say, one guy charges in, you can put yourself with that shield on top of them, and you will take all the damage for them, or at least 200 points of damage.
Now orbiting Kadara.
And then you have Roadhog, who's a tank by intimidation. He has a lot of health, and yeah, he's got a lot of health, and he can heal himself for a pretty big amount, and he's got an ability to hook enemies in front of him. He can pull enemies right in front of him. Yeah, you can hook enemies to pull him. He pulls enemies in front of him, so he can get a pick. He basically pulls an enemy from their team, and he can yank him over to your team, just to be in front of the Roadhog, and the Roadhog has a shotgun. So he insta-kills a lot of squishy characters. Yeah, it also gets a lot of people angry. Especially when you're good at hooking them. Overwatch.